Well, because you dealt with personal adversity, you dealt with economic or, national crisis. Because when you got back on your feet, we also had the .com bust.
Everything was just hitting.
Yeah. And so...
And interest rates like crazy, Steve.
Well, and I think that, you look at right now, the market's interesting.
Oh, yeah.
It's great if you're a flipper, right? It's tough if you're a wholesaler. It's tough if you're flipping, right? If you got a property, you're making money on the deal. Like if you buy a property, you're making money on the deal because appreciation is crazy. But at the moment, there's a little bit of uncertainty.
Yes. 100%.
And you survived 2 of them.
2 of them.
So what lessons do you have for people listening as far as how to prepare yourself?
Well, I can tell you one of the big things that, well, first of all, even like 9/11 went down there. I mean, during that time, everything is flat, completely. And it was, what I really learned on things during that time. Of course, I was going through so much personally during that time too. But during that time, and then as going into 2008, 2009 and 10, during that time there, one of the things I really learned is not over leveraging things. Let me just say this, back in when 2008 came, and then through that to about 2010, I would say up to 90% of the people that I worked with that I knew that were in the real estate business went out of business.
90%.
About 90%. It was a big number.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And I can tell you a couple big things on that. One, they were way over leveraged on their properties. They were doing way too many. If they were, a lot of the rehabs they were involved with, they were trying to do way too many rehabs at one time. So, I see a lot of people doing rehabs and stuff like that. When the market's good, it makes everybody look like an amazing person.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But I watched that. And then another thing that I saw too was, and I really didn't learn this until later in my career, is that the people that really work on building out a true business are the ones that will pull through on the other side.
Yeah.
Okay. Versus just being in it where you're just a deal chaser and you never know what's going to happen next.
Yeah. Well, because Don Costa and I have talked about this, right? Because we both only survived one recession. He lost a bunch of houses that he was flipping. I just went through some tumultuous times because I was a realtor. But I saw, if you were highly leveraged, you didn't have a lot of exit strategies. You had one exit strategy, or you had 2. You had foreclosure or short sale. Those are your exit strategies.
Those aren't the best.
They're not the best. So when you're talking about highly leveraged, how would you describe highly leveraged? Like what is the number that you felt is comfortable or is just too extreme?
Well, I think anybody that's really now is getting above, to me, my comfort level is about 70%,
mm-hmm.
Value wise.
Yeah.
And
so 70% loan to value.
Yeah. That's what I'm looking at, somewhere in that realm. Now, I see a lot of people pushing it up a lot higher than that. And I just know from prior experience, and I've seen this happen 2 times now, Steve.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And every time somebody starts pushing that up there, especially like 80% or above, that's usually a big problem with things.
So there's a reason why the banks are asking for 20-30% now.
Exactly. 100%, my man.
So yeah, because that's for us, like my wife and I, we have only a couple rental properties, but they're paid off free and clear.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that's not the smartest way to handle it. But again, we survived one.
Oh, yeah.
And we got to witness, I got to see every realtor that was successful and married become not successful and not married. Saw a lot of contractors that are married.
Yep.
And then lost everything, including their marriage.
I saw, it's crazy. I think about it. It just, and especially, look, I know a lot of people are really big in the sexy thing is multifamily thing right now. Okay. But, and there's nothing wrong with that. I had some multifamily, I sold them all in the last couple of years, but I watched a lot of people being in that side of things, so leveraged on that. And where maybe the bank loan was very low, but they had a lot of investor capital involved, on the down payment side of things. And just as soon as the pressure came, it just collapsed.
Yeah.
And so that was crazy. But, like I said, I went through that whole cycle. And then after I got married, second time here, my wife now, and then I moved to Germantown, I was like, man, I'm going to fire this rehab thing right back up full blast. And that's what I did. And I built it up to the point where I had 4 full-time project managers do multiple rehabs. And within a few short years after that, I hated it.